What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we have the Austrian Grand Prix of episode 7 of the F1 2016 mobile career mode. On screen now is some footage of the crazy start which we saw last time out in Canada. Yeah, sorry it's been a few days, but anyway, we're back and ready to go with career mode, and I've got a schedule now, sort of, which I'm going to try my best to follow, and hopefully we're going to see if we can get a couple of F1 2016 career mode videos up per week. Anyway, all I have to say for today is watch this race until the end. And without further ado, I promise you won't be disappointed.
Welcome to the Austrian Grand Prix here in Spielberg. It's race day and the cars are already on the grid as the drivers complete their final preparations ahead of lights out.
Here we are then, ready to start at the Red Bull Ring. It wasn't the best quali from me, I'll openly admit that. We only managed P15, but we're going to try a two-stop today. We obviously qualified outside the top 10, meaning we get the free choice of tyre. So the plan is to go from the super soft and then have two stints on the ultra soft tyres, like we tried to do in Canada. Anyway, we're in Austria now and it's lights out and away we go, and it's been a good start from me actually. Managing to try and go down the middle up into turn 1. It's going to be a little bit of carnage, I would imagine. Need to make sure I leave space at both sides. There was Kvyat on the inside and Romain Grosjean. So in the end it's been a good start. I've managed to gain 3 positions from my initial starting spot. However, there's all sorts of carnage going on up the road, and we've also got a Toro Rosso about to send one to the inside. That's Carlos Sainz. Anyway, here we go into turn 3. The two Toro Rossos making contact. What's going on here? I almost lose the rear on the curb, but Kvyat spun round and I've lost the front wing, and that is an absolute nightmare because no, I can't believe I just lost the freaking wing. Oh no, we've been passed by Button, so that means our strategy has now got to go to pots. We're going to have to think of an entirely new strategy, and we're going to have to try and go long because we're going to need to pit at the end of this lap now. I had absolutely nowhere to go. You saw what happened. There wasn't enough time for me to react. Sainz sort of spun his teammate around. I'll see if I can get a replay of it for you right now. Here's the replay. Keep an eye on the Toro Rossos. They're still battling, and then Kvyat suddenly spins round, and obviously there's not enough reaction time for me there. I just lost the rear on the curb. I wasn't paying much attention to the Toro Rosso. Sainz spins his teammate around, and obviously there's not much I can do in that situation. Anyway, here we are. We're going to box this lap. Look how wide I'm going on the end of the pit entry there into the final corner. I have to try and be careful. But now the strategy, just like in Canada, is going to have to change. So in we come to the pit lane. We're going to go straight away for the soft tyre, and we're now going to look to see if we can just make one more stop in this race. So it is obviously going to have to be a two-stop because there's no way I can drag a set of tyres 17 laps in this Grand Prix. So anyway, we're waiting for the front wing change now, and we're going to come out of the pit lane on the soft compound tyres. So obviously it's going to be a while, I would imagine, before I catch up to any means of traffic because I'm just going to be so far behind. Anyway, the plan is to go on the soft tyres to probably sort of lap 10, 11, maybe 12 if we can stretch it, and then we're going to come out on a set of ultra soft tyres. So that is the altered strategy for this Grand Prix. And look, you can see on the mini-map, and also just look to the right of your screen, you can see the cars going around the middle sector. We've got lots of catching up to do. And this is the end of lap number 3. I'm just going to set a purple lap there, but we're still 14 seconds behind. However, now this is lap number 5, and guess what? The man who spun me out himself, Danny Kvyat, squeezes me onto the grass again, but in the end I very aggressively send it, but obviously go far too deep. He just exited the pits in front of me, and at this point obviously I was very angry with him and what he did to me on lap number 1. He ruined my race, so it's almost kind of bad karma to see him, you know, down here at the back of the grid with me again. Anyway, this time I am going to send it, and I am going to get the elbows out, and there we are, going to overtake the Russian on track. And a few more laps later on, lots of the AI have made their pit stops. So in a way, we almost went for, you know, a killer undercut on everybody. And this is Daniel Ricciardo, the Red Bull man. A very poor quali for him at Red Bull's home race. But even without the aid of DRS, we're going to sail past the Australian up into P11 on the road. He's just made his pit stop and is undoubtedly on cold tyres. So that was a relatively straightforward move there. And we now see on lap number 9, we're already halfway through this Grand Prix, but into P5, and we're going to try and look to get into P4. This is a move I'm about to make on Felipe Massa. Hopefully the Williams, he goes defensive. In the end, we have to look to the outside, dip a tyre on the grass, and we go round the outside at turn 4, and to dance our way up into 4th place. This has been a great recovery drive from me so far, but like I said, I've shown you all the overtakes I've made. The rest of it has just been places that I've gained during a pit stop, as I have a huge moment with the back end on the curb there. Let's try and avoid that if we can. Anyway, I'm already starting to feel a little bit of the effects of tyre wear. I've had these tyres on for 7 laps now. Into the last corner, I do go a little bit wide, and Felipe Massa, well, GG. To be fair, that was a very smart dive bomb down the inside into the last corner, and the experienced Brazilian regains the position. Anyway, on the start-finish straight, this is Daniel Ricciardo now in the Red Bull, coming for a bite of the cherry. In the end, I brake later and managed to go round the outside. Massa goes off the track at turn 1 this time, and now it's going to be my turn to have a run at the Williams. We go to the outside as we head through towards turn 2 up to turn 3, and that is the move done and dusted for good this time, and I'm up into P4. And next on the list is Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari, the 4-time world champion, the German. On to lap number 11, we're going to send it down the inside. Vettel gets the elbows out and manages to stick it round the outside, but with the aid of DRS down towards turn 4, I've got overspeed here. The AI are weak on this part of the lap. I'm going to have to try and stick right to the outside line. Vettel leaves me the space. Thankfully doesn't squeeze me onto the grass, and that's a fair racing, and that's exactly what you like to see as I dance my way onto the podium. However, we are going to make our pit stop this lap, so we've just got a few more corners to go, and I'm really feeling the effects of tyre wear. My tyres are absolutely shot. We're 9 seconds behind Nico Rosberg, who's behind Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, Rosberg can't get any luck in this game whatsoever this season. He's not even won a race yet, and we've already had 6, and it doesn't look like as if he's going to win this one. But obviously anything can happen as we dive in to make our final scheduled pit stop of the Grand Prix. Into the pit lane for the ultra soft tyres. They're supposed to last 7 laps, and we've got about 6 laps to go, so that should do us just nicely. Obviously, hopefully, barring any catastrophe, we shouldn't have to come into the pit lane again. Anyway, let's hope it's going to be a good stop for the boys. The estimated time is 2.3. In the end, it's slightly under, which is good. The delta between the soft and ultra soft tyres is 1.2 seconds per lap, so hopefully we should have some decent speed, and we could even come out in some clean air, hopefully. It looks as if Ricciardo followed us in, and there's lots of cars going through turn 1, but look at this, the auto release from the pit lane. What is it doing? It only lets me regain control as we're right out of the pits, and this is what I really don't like about the game. I would say potentially 4 cars I could have been in front of. Anyway, that is just a ridiculous dive bomb there into turn 3. I was eager to make up as many positions as I can. Felipe Nasr is still clawing onto the side of me. I'm going to squeeze him off the track there, and DRS down towards turn 4. We're coming up towards Esteban Gutierrez. In the end, a very late move. Gutierrez a little bit slow into turn 4, just letting the Mexican know that I'm there. Obviously, I wanted to clear the traffic, sorry, can't speak, as soon as I possibly can, because obviously I wasn't supposed to come out behind all of them in the pit lane. In a very nice dive down the inside again there, and that's 3 cars in less than 1 lap, so we're making fantastic progress. Looks as if these ultra soft tyres are really, really good already. This is going to be down into the last corner. This is absolute madness. Fernando Alonso spun! Oh my goodness! And in the end, the McLaren ghosted. Let's just get a replay of that. 1 second. All the carnage brewing into the penultimate corner. Verstappen and Alonso side by side. Alonso loses the rear on the curb, so Palmer overtakes him, and in the end we have to rehang it around the outside of Haryanto. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call a close shave. My goodness, that could have been so close to a collision. Looking in the top left, actually, it looks like we've already got a car out of the race, so will that lead to the safety car being deployed? Anyway, we're going to try and look for a dive up the inside of Jolyon Palmer. Oh, well, we don't need to, as in the end the Renault goes wide, and we have to ensure we leave the space. Yes, the safety car has been deployed on lap number 13. So, is that for the incident? Oh no, there's been another incident. We're only down to 20 runners. Oh my goodness, this is an absolutely hectic Grand Prix, isn't it? Take a breather. So, we are behind Max Verstappen. We're up into P9 now, and this is on the road. So this has been a brilliant recovery from me, judging by where we were at the end of lap number 1. The game here, now watch it, look at that, that was the auto cue. I had to steer away. The game wanted to take me into the pit lane, and that's happened to me before when I've been playing off camera. Anyway, we're back underway. Some cars are into the pit lane, but thankfully I'm not one of them, as I managed to control the car and stop it from sending me in. And obviously the glitch laps now, so my best laps now in 52 seconds. Anyway, into P7, and we're looking to immediately make the move on Max Verstappen. The AI obviously do that weaving glitch on the straights, and we are up into P6. And obviously the safety car has bunched lots of people up. So this is potentially going to give me an advantage, as there's now only 5 laps left. DRS on the Haas. We're going to get Romain Grosjean as well. We're into the top 5, and next up is Jenson Button. And we are going to send it down the inside. We do manage to get the car slowed down in time. And that is us into P4. We've got 2 Ferraris ahead of us and 1 Mercedes. I had a little look there at the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, but the Iceman is obviously keeping ice cool. Anyway, down towards turn 4 we go on lap number 16. 3 laps to go. Raikkonen gives me the squeeze. I have to put a tyre onto the grass. But with DRS, we get the move done onto the podium. The tyre wear is starting to kick in, as you can see in the top right, but we've got Sebastian Vettel ahead of us. Vettel seems to go a little bit wide there, so we need to stay behind the German for now. But could we win a second race, because the lead Mercedes certainly isn't far in front of us. A lap later, unfortunately, my recording didn't save the clip of Raikkonen absolutely herring down the straight, so Raikkonen got past me and Vettel on the previous straight. So interesting tactics there from the Scuderia. But we're on to the penultimate lap now of this, well, hectic Austrian Grand Prix. I've gone in a little bit deep there. That allowed Max Verstappen a little up there. It's all this tyre wear. Are we going to try and get on the podium? I desperately want a podium. That would be a brilliant result after, as I said, where we were at the end of lap number 1 and the state we found ourselves in. Anyway, into turn 9 for the penultimate time. Vettel goes a little bit wide there. I try and look on the outside. Yes! We get the move onto the podium. Oh my goodness, I need to breathe. This is just a crazy race. Vettel trying to have a look back up the inside of turn 1. Raikkonen ends up going a little bit deep. In the end, I decide to brake because he just comes swerving back onto my path. So the Iceman in second place. I want to try and get the move in here. This is for P2. Raikkonen squeezes me onto the grass there, so I have to back out of the move. And it's Lewis Hamilton, the Mercedes, leading the race. He's 5 seconds clear, so it looks like he is going to win it. DRS though, Raikkonen puts a tyre on the grass there, and this time we move up into P2, but in the end I've broken far too late, and the tyres are not having that. No, please don't say I gave my place up on the podium. In the end we had a big enough cushion over Vettel. The tyres are in an absolutely diabolical state here. Look at them. We need to box this lap. If there was another lap of this Grand Prix, I'm not even sure I would make it, because I'm just having to exploit all my defensive work. Raikkonen is sort of already 3 seconds in front of me. We just need to keep the car on the road through the final 2 corners, and then if we can do that, we are going to get our second podium of the season. From last place on the end of lap 1, we're going to finish 3rd in the Austrian Grand Prix. Oh, I have no words to describe that race. What a mental Grand Prix that was. As I told you at the start, that race did not disappoint. But Lewis Hamilton has won his 6th race of the season in just 7 races. Obviously the only other winner this season is us, when we won at Monaco. Here's your race results. Wehrlein gets his first points of the season. My teammate Perez misses out again. Ericsson and crucially Nico Rosberg, the pole man, were the 2 retirements from this Grand Prix. So obviously in the championship, Lewis Hamilton is nearly 100 points clear. Raikkonen and Vettel are level on points. Rosberg drops to 4th. And in the end, we move up into 5th place in front of Daniel Ricciardo. In the Constructors, we're continuing to keep a consistent gap to Red Bull, with me consistently scoring, and it's obviously just the 2 Sauber drivers, Ericsson and Nasser, are yet to score this season, and that remains the same. My word, guys, Nico Rosberg can get no luck this season. Anyway, if you enjoyed that bonkers Austrian Grand Prix, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Please get me to 200 subscribers by the end of the month. That would be much appreciated. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord server. Both links in the description below. And I'll see you all next time. For Silverstone, goodbye.